Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Training Tuesday. And guess who I have hanging out here with me? Say your name, Chuck.
Hi, Heidi.
I thought you were going to say my name, Chuck. So it's Training Tuesday, everyone. Welcome aboard and thanks for coming to join us. Just want to go through a couple of items before we get started, just like every beginning of Training Tuesday. Let you know that everybody who has been joined muted so that we don't have any interruptions throughout the call. But I don't want you to stop from engaging with me or Chuck or whoever throughout the presentation. Ask questions through the Q&A portion of Zoom, or chat with me or ask your questions through chat. You can find that in your Zoom toolbar. At the end of the presentation, we're going to have a mini question and answer session for a couple of minutes. So either ask your questions throughout or at the very end. And as a reminder, each of these webinars are recorded and then put on our Dayton Superior YouTube channel, as well as the DaytonSuperior.com website. And you can find all of them that we've done in the past by searching on Training Tuesday on our website. And it will lead you to either the registration for the next one or the page that shows you all of our last Training Tuesdays. So like normal, this presentation is intended for training purposes only. Anything that we talk about within the presentation as mentioned, please refer to DaytonSuperior.com and you can get all the technical, application, all kinds of information out there on DaytonSuperior.com. So who is Dayton Superior? We are the leading provider of engineered solutions for concrete construction industry, and we specialize in many areas of the industry. We're putting Slimans and Dayton Superior together to make that one powerful solution. So of course we have forming, and we have accessories such as bridge deck, rebar splicing, precast and tilt, chemicals, concrete repair and restoration. In addition, what makes us above and beyond the rest of our competition is we have the largest, most experienced engineering staff, as well as Chuck and myself and a whole bunch of other training where we either provide you with Training Tuesdays like we're doing right now, or we can provide you with on-site virtual custom trainings for your business on what you need. In addition, we have world-class care and project specification assistance with our customer, sales, and tech services. So what are we talking about today? And who? We know the who, it's Mr. Chuck. We're going to be talking about high-rise construction. So I want to introduce Mr. Chuck Hoke. He is our National Training Manager, and he has been in the industry for over 49 years. Coming up on the 30th year at Dayton Superior. So what, 50 years? Wow, I could do some math. The first 20 years of his career, he was in sales as a dealer for accessories, forming, and then chemical. So he is also has a business and civil engineering degree, and he is totally Dayton Superior subject matter expert. In fact, he's been out for a little bit. And let me tell you how hard it is to replace this dude, because it's not easy. It takes like 5 or 6 to replace the one, and not even replacing. So with that, yep.
Yeah, hi.
Roll on over and do this high rise.
Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk a little bit about high-rise construction, the products, and obviously safety solutions for all the products, being that it is National Safety Month.
That's right. This week is National Safety Week. It started, what, Monday, yesterday? And goes through. We'll talk about it a little later.
So with Dayton Superior, you've got more than just one quick solution. We actually have multiple solutions that will fit every need that you have within the structure, from the foundation to the top. We're talking forming, shoring, engineering, concrete accessories, and chemicals. So let's start at the foundation, because everything needs a good foundation to hold up any of these high-rise structures. We have one of the premier systems in the marketplace with Simon's forming and shoring systems. If you're not familiar with Simon's, get yourself familiar with them, because they are an outstanding company to deal with. They have multiple facets of whether it's a handset, clamp system, a steel form, heavy civil system, shoring from, basically a frame system all the way up to a drophead type system. So they have a complete multitude of different systems based off of your need, what your job site conditions are, whether or not you have crane access, or if you have, job site access. Are you going to have crane available to set and dismantle forms, or however? We can work with you on all that, setting up your systems. So standard applications, typically here you see some of the standard applications, and a lot of these are our clamp systems. But we can gang form most of your perimeter walls, basically give you your tub basin walls with a clamp system. Actually basically allows you to actually gang form a small random section, and then use it multiple times within the concrete pour, saving you time and money, because obviously time is money. As you can see, the finishes that we get from our clamp system, because of the panelized system, it's a wood face steel frame structure, puts out a really nice finish on the concrete wall. You don't see a whole lot of joint lines from the concrete forms where they actually butt up against each other. They're easily moved by crane, and they are what I'm going to call pseudo handset. You can use this system as a handset. It is a heavier panel than our typical handset, but you can set it by hand if need be, or you can gang form it to actually facilitate whatever your needs are on this project.
What is that we're looking at, Chuck?
Those are basically just a gang. What you see on the right-hand side is a gang form wall panel, where we've used actually a Simon Soldier as a whaler.
Okay.
To actually help maintain a vertical position within the form. This project here that they're looking at here was basically a hospital here in the Dayton area, and it required a very high degree of accuracy when the walls were poured from top to bottom. So we used the steel soldier beam to actually accommodate to make sure everything was in alignment.
Thank you. Always fun.
So we also have our frame pass system. Like I said, we have multiple systems here, people. So don't get nervous about when you're seeing your systems here. Call and ask. We can actually walk you through what systems we have. The frame fast system is one of the oldest systems in the market. It uses frames and X bracing and everything to help set up your shoring needs and wants, and typically comes in a 50 KSI steel project. Comes in 4, 6, and 4 foot by 4 foot and 6 by 6 also. FrameFast actually enables you to set up your formwork with stringers, lumber. You can have your frame, your screw jack. It's one of those systems that's been around for a long time. Is it the best system for every job? Probably not. But does it fit for a lot of the needs? Yes, it does. So it does give you an adjustability factor that a lot of systems can't. So that's one of the highlights with the system. Now, when we're talking about the newer systems, they actually access for high rise, we're talking our Drophead system. One of the fastest systems in the marketplace. Basically, you're setting your vertical pipes up with a frame network overhead, dropping your plywood on top of it, pouring the slab, reshoring, and moving all this material, dropping it, and then slide it from one floor A to the next floor up. It's extremely quick. You can typically look at a 3 to 5 day turnaround on a lot of projects here. We see a lot of metropolitan areas. They typically have a 5-day turn cycle or a 3-day turn cycle. That means every third day or fifth day, they want to form another section of floor. The Drophead system also does a couple of things that most systems don't do, and that is it leaves basically the underneath system where you're formed up your floor is wide open. So you can basically walk through there without any problems, issues. So while you're pouring the floor overhead, you can have people underneath here finishing up doing things on the floor below it, which makes, like I said, everything go a lot faster and quicker and easier. We can also go into a panelized deck system, very similar to the Drophead system. It leaves everything wide open underneath here. This uses in lieu of a aluminum beam system set up overhead. This one has a modular panelized system that actually is like putting Tinker Toys or Lincoln Logs all in together so that everything falls into place. Obviously, I'm showing my age for those. How about we go into Legos?
Hey, I used to play with Lincoln Logs.
I know. So, well, a lot of this, what this does is these systems here actually enable you to set up the system. You can set up a 6x6 panelized system relatively quick and easy. You can basically pour concrete slabs up to 22 inches thick on this system. And you can also set it for a clear height from 6'9" to about 19 feet, just a hair under 19 feet. Assembles 4 times faster than conventional shoring. So once you get this system set up here, 3 guys can actually set this system up relatively quick and easy. Excuse me. And to go along with all this, as Heidi talked about earlier, we have one of the largest and most experienced engineering staffs in the marketplace. And we can provide you with drawings and solutions for every project. And usually what we would do is usually our salespeople will actually work with you hand in hand to determine what is the best way to go. And then our engineering firm, our field guys will take it from there to actually design something that'll work within your system. Now, one of the things that besides that we differ from everybody else in the marketplace, you can also get your forming and your accessories all at the same place. So when we're talking accessories, typically you're going to pour your floor slab, you've got to have rebar and you got to have bar supports and everything and chemicals to support it. Well, guess what? At Dayton Superior, you get your forming, you can get your shoring, you can get your chemicals, you can get your bar supports to support the rebar. Typically, we supply everything except the rebar. So we have a full line of bar supports available, whether you want to use metal bar supports in different configurations based off of every project's needs. There's no 2 projects that are the same. So we have multiple different needs for whether it be slab bolster upper, continuous high chair upper, zigzag material, individual high chairs. And we can do these in a multitude of different coatings and features with them, whether it be galvanized, epoxy coated, stainless steel, etc. Now, obviously, with a lot of the different bars that we're seeing in the marketplace, stainless bar, stainless clad, FRP, GFR, etc. Rust is a huge issue with a lot of projects now. There seems to be a push in the marketplace to bring GFR and FRP rebar into the marketplace. Well, the only chair that really works with that is a plastic chair. So at Dayton, we offer a complete line of plastic chairs, whether it be on-grade chairs, standee chairs, individual bar chairs, intersection chairs, and post-tension strand cake chairs. And we also have space wheels and easy lock wheels, and we also have bar boots for caissons. And we said we typically have everything except the rebar. Well,
A version.
a version of that. We have our D55 metal strip, which is they use a lot of times in a lot of high-rise construction, primarily where the core shafts are going up. They want to have the floor slab, the intersection between the core elevator core and the floor slab will need to be tied in. By using the metal strip, you can actually embed this in your elevator core being poured, and then peel off the top and place it, pull out the rebar to actually connect your job site rebar. And this actually is a splicing system it's a lap splice system here that typically enables you to move quite freely around in the job site. And so you don't have any bars sticking out while you're forming up and everything. You can form up while this, and after you form up, you can come back, peel this top off here, bend the bar out, and set your rebar. And we typically will provide this in A706 rebar, black and or epoxy. So, but we also have other features too, other items that can meet your need. We have DVDI for splicing, type 1, type 2. This is a type 2 system. It typically meets 150% physical yield. This is a standard, it's all one-piece rebar fabricated in our shop and shipped off to the job site. A two-piece system. We also have taper lock. If the job is large enough or your rebar fabricator has one of our machines in this facility, he can actually thread the rebar in his shop for you. It's typically a type 2 splice for grade 60, 80, and 100. Full product portfolio. We're talking everything from 4 through 12, 14, and 18. Threading machines are some of the fastest in the business, and if not the fastest in most states. So the no installation tools required with our system. It's a hand tight system.
Even I did it.
Yes.
Not that I'm helpless.
It is, like I said, it requires basically a minimal amount of hand tightness to actually engage this system fully to maintain a type 2 splice requirement. And we have end anchors that accommodate any of this for terminations. You can actually have it either forged or you can get it with a thread on or a threaded rebar with a disc that would actually thread to it. And you can get that as a type 1 or type 2. And then we have our Barlock. Obviously, and sometimes in projects here, we find that rebar gets placed in the wrong position. So you have a piece of rebar that's too short. Well, you can't stretch it. So what's a quick solution? You can use a Barlock. A Barlock actually was designed originally as a repair splice back in the 1980s, but has now come in full circle, and we are seeing it being used more and more time for columns and caissons for new construction. Now, when we're looking at all those slabs that we're pouring, we've got to actually, form them up here, put a guardrail in place here so everybody can work around safely, quickly, and easily. And here we have our A93-3C Sure Guard rail post. This is what we call a slab grabber that basically grabs a hold of the slab from the bottom. It's adjustable from on top of it. It has an adjustable nut that actually allows you to adjust for the slab thickness. You can accommodate 2x4 or 2x6 material, rail material. It has a top toe board, or excuse me, a toe board opening to these, so you can set your toe board in, so you don't have to always worry about making sure you have that in place. You also have, with this material here, it meets all OSHA requirements. It's fabricated with hot dip galvanized steel for durability. Can adjust from 4 inches to 29 inches. So it does give you quite a bit of adjustability. The rail system here just basically slide your 2x in. It is a 30-pound unit that actually connects to it, but it'll withstand the toughest job site conditions. This project here is one of those that you typically have in place, and guys will use over and over and over again from job to job. Now, for chemical solutions, every project has chemicals involved in it. We've got basically, you've got any of the liquids, epoxies, and powders. Dayton Superior has one of the oldest and most complete chemical lines in the business. Some of their products here have been around. I have personally have been affiliated with Dayton Chemicals for the last 50 years. They were originally came out in 1975. That's the year I started in this business. And we were one of Dayton's original chemical distributors. And we pushed a lot of 1107 of our high performance ground curing compound sealers, and a lot of the epoxy materials. Now, so you're looking at the 1107 grout, a high performance grout, which is a little bit stronger material. And then we also have our high performance grout, which typically will yield 12,000 PSI. We also have the LT, which also is our low temp material, was also in the 12,000 pound grout. When you're looking at this material for repair mortars, Dayton has some of the best repair products in the marketplace. The Recrete 5 and 20 is an excellent product. Polyfast FS is a fast setting material. You got thin resurfacer, architectural finisher for putting skim coats on and help finish the surface. And you also have civil structural, vertical, and overhead. Now, epoxies, you're looking at, because the epoxy line is typically our Unitex product line. A lot of the epoxies here, we're looking at a J56 injection systems, J51, which is an excellent anchoring system, and a J55 epoxy grout material. We also have our adhesive J58 and J58 LPL for any of your chemical anchoring needs. Underlayments, every time you do a high rise, this is one of the biggest products on every job is the underlayment. Because they all want their floors to be nice and level. And because they're trying to turn these floors in such a rapid succession, they kind of, I'm going to say, do things haphazardly, get the project in, and we'll come back and fix it later. Well, this is where the underlayment comes in. The underlayment material gets poured out, will trues up the floor slab so your floor is nice and level. So when you put your tile or vinyl flooring or your carpet over the top of it, it's nice and level. You don't have any peaks or valleys or anything else. This material here, it's a floor leveler. We've got a floor topping. We've got an exterior grade material. We also have a primer if needed for requirement. And we also have an economy level type material. With this material here, we've got to help make your life a whole lot easier. We've actually put product selection guides for you. We've got cures and seals all the way through all of the different products based off of application, need, and constraints. for basically for curing and sealing and curing. You'll also find it for grout and for ink epoxies. So resources. Where do you find all this information? I mean, the information
Oh, I know.
is, where do you find it?
HeidiReese.com.
No, yeah,
No?
no.
DaytonSuperior.com.
DaytonSuperior.com. Best place in the world to go to is DaytonSuperior.com. You'll end up getting all of the product information you need, from the handbooks, tech data sheets, safety data sheets, brochures, engineering services, etc. It's all on there. Look, you can do a quick search bar on it by product name and or application. And if you have a problem, who do you call? Not Ghostbusters.
Oh, you left me wide open and I was refraining.
I was just waiting for that. So who are you gonna call? You got technicals, you got salespeople, you got technical, customer service contact information. All of this is listed on the map based off of your region, so you can get a hold of your salesman within your region in real time. These are all this aren't numbers that go to an answering machine. Hopefully these guys will pick up, though they should pick up their phones and they will call you. So you'll find all of this product here on DaytonSuperior.com.
Awesome. Thank you, Chuck. So Chuck mentioned is Construction Safety Week. And there is a .com to that actually. Did some research because I was interested here at home in Dayton, Ohio, so Dayton Superior again. I saw some billboards that had Safety Week. We talked to a customer and they were down because of Safety Week. And I thought that was great. So I wanted to talk about it and talk about some special deals we've got going on too. While I'm yakking, please go ahead and put your questions into the Q&A and or the chat, and we'll get those as well. So back in 2014, this ConstructionSafetyWeek.com started. The whole point of it, obviously, is to talk about safety. Well, what does that mean? Their mission is to strengthen the industry safety culture. And basically together, they're building a stronger, safer industry. So everybody out there, different type of construction workers, everybody comes together for that 1 week. And even though it's 1 week, they talk about it and they express the safety features, functionalities that they need to be doing, and ways to do that. Did more research and found OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. They also are partnering. Now, it's not just OSHA, it's a whole bunch of different organizations that come together, but they specifically have a stand down on May 6th through 10th. That's what we're doing right now. That's this week, right? We're on the 7th. And you can read more about that. On the safetyconstruction.com, they also have different, lectures and trainings out there. I thought that was pretty interesting, so check it out. But the exciting things that I wanted to talk about is we got some deals going on now, not just about the products that we talked about for the high rise. You'll see the A93 SureGuard bracket there that Chuck mentioned that as a safety feature. But in addition, we also have the SureGuard rebar protector, select aquafoam, certain sizes on that of the concentrate and the non-concentrate, the C52P, regular MP, and basically that's the guard rail and receptacle to put together when you're doing bridge decks, right?
Correct.
Right. And so, I mean, only in May, got it going on now, special pricings, talk to your sales representatives. So with that, any questions? See, we talked about Ghostbusters. We talked about my non-website that you can't get technical data on.
Yeah.
But DaytonSuperior.com. Anybody have any questions? Doesn't seem like it. So I will send an email out later on today, let you know that this is out there. Mr. Poe, thank you for letting us know that you couldn't hear. Be sure to get that on YouTube. When I send that email, there'll be a direct link there and you can hear the beginning. And I want everybody to, ready, Jerry? Have a superior day. Thanks, and I'll talk to you on Tuesday.
Thank you, Heidi.
Thank you, Chuck.